I am about to prove that you can get salon-worthy results from just drugstore products in under 5 minutes. Ready to see if it works? Well, hi, I'm Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist, and today I'm gonna help save you some time in the morning so you can brew your own coffee, try winged eyeliner, or just like have an extra minute to breathe. We're doing 5 hairstyles today, and all of them are ones you can do in under 5 minutes with only drugstore products, and bonus, they're all heatless. Of course, big thank you to Garnier for partnering with me on today's video and making products good enough to support my rather bold claims. Let's get into it. So I'm here in a towel because you guys know I love to start my multiple day hairstyle videos with just a really good base, like getting your hair exactly where you want it. And honestly, that can just go on its own, but it also lends to really pretty hairstyles on day 2 and day 3 as well. Now this one is heatless. I decided to go drugstore and heatless for today's video. So you do want to do this maybe the night before your first day. It's a little bit of a prequel, if you will. For me, I start off with the Garier Fructis Sleek and Shine Smoothing Shampoo and Conditioner. I like that they're simultaneously shine enhancing and really lightweight, so I can use them and have really great shiny results, and it doesn't weigh my hair down between washes. And we're gonna take this down. Then I'm gonna use the Sleek and Shine 10-in-1 multitasking leave-in, and I'm just gonna give it a shake and spray it through my damp hair. This helps with nourishing, it adds shine, and protects from the heat, which is helpful even though we're not using it today. And now we detangle, because nothing worse than trying to do a heatless method on tangly hair. Question for the comments, do you guys like take the time to start brushing down the bottom of your hair and then like work your way up, or do you just start ripping through? I haven't really had tangly hair until the last 2 years when it got more wavy. Now I'm having to choose to do the right thing and like start at the bottom and work my way up. And the amount of times I want to simply rip through my hair is wild. But at the same time, I'm trying to get all of my hairs to this long. I don't want to break them. Laziness versus vanity, my constant struggle. Now the last thing that we need before we can start curling the hair up is we need the hair to be about 90% dry. You can do between 70 and 90% depending on what your hair likes for heatless methods. I have found with this method, my hair really prefers like 90% dry. So it's gonna look dry and feel wet. We're not there yet, and I would rather not have to wait to get there, so I'm gonna use my hair dryer on a cold setting, so we're still doing no heat, but I'm gonna speed up the process a little bit. All right, and this is what I mean. This looks dry on camera, but it feels quite damp. That's when I know it's the right amount of dry. Hold please. My dog has to defend us from a squirrel. We good, Pip? Not yet? Okay. I should put some respect on his name. It's clearly a delivery truck. Much more dangerous than a squirrel. Okay, so today we're doing a new to me curling method. This one is popularized by Yes Hippolito, and she actually created and sells these little rods. They're called the overnight blowout. They're like velvet. There's a little wire in there to help them bend into place, and you have a little buckle to help them stay in place. So it's kind of like a flexi rod, but so much easier to use, and I'm very excited about that. Let me show you the method. I like to do 3 sections for my overnight blowout. You can do this in 2. I just find that I get a better curl from like my ears down if I do it in 3 sections, and I also get more volume, which I love, but I'll show it to you later in the video with 2 if you wanna see. We're gonna start by sectioning off the hair from like the temples up. And then this all gets brushed forward in front of your face. This is one of the reasons that I like to have my hair on the drier side. It kind of moves and brushes into place much more easily, because I feel like when it's around like the 70% dry phase, it can get a little like, not really sticky, but just hard to brush. And I feel like that's gonna create more breakage. Now here's my trick. First trick is that I use a claw clip to hold everything in place so that I can be hands-free. This is exactly what we're going for. But my second part of this trick is that I like to go further down the hair and put another claw clip on there. The reason for that is that I have enough layering in this area that when I start rolling up the roller, all of these little bits will end up falling in my face and not getting on the roller nicely. So doing this kind of helps me be able to wrap everything nicely and not having little bits falling out here and there. And if you have more layers than I do, you could always do like another clip, you know, in here, and that would probably help as well. So once you're fully prepared, you're gonna take your roller and you place it at the ends of the hair, and then you wrap the hair around and roll it up. When you get to your little claw clip, you take it out and you just keep on rolling. Take this one out. The other thing that I like about doing the claw clip up at the front is that it kind of leaves some slack on the sides when you take it off. Once you're here, you're gonna bend these backwards towards the back so that the two little arms hug, and you hook it together and you're done. You can like move it around, and you can see that it's a little bit looser on the sides, and I like that because if it's not, it often ends up pulling at the hair on my temples, which is already sparse anyway, and I don't want to lose any hair there. So I like to keep it a little bit looser right there, and it keeps everything happier, less prone to breakage. We're just happier, healthier, better all around. And then basically you do the same thing. So I'm gonna do the hair from the ears up now. We're gonna brush it all together nicely. I will also say using the Garnier products makes my hair a lot smoother and therefore more brushable, and that does make this whole thing a lot easier as well. Secure it with a clip, second clip, and then we wrap it up. Full disclosure, the overnight blowout is advertised as a blowout saving tool. So like you do your whole fancy blowout routine and then you do this at night to preserve it while you sleep, or on an airplane or whatever, so that you have a nice blowout at the end of whatever you're doing. But I have used it several times as a wet to dry thing, and I really like it. But just fair warning, that is the brand's stance on this. Primarily for preservation, not creation. And I disagree. We are locked and loaded. And then last one. And that's it. No, I said I was okay with how loose this was, but I think I actually want it a tiny bit tighter. Just a little bit. Just gonna see if adding some tension on this will help. Oh, look at that, it did. Famously, you can put a scarf over this if you want and have it be a whole thing. It's quite cute. I will not be doing this because I know my hair doesn't dry when I wrap it up, but so cute. And now we sleep on it. And then the next day we take them out. All right, let's see how this went. Okay, hold on. Wow. Okay, we already see that there's some flip, some curl. This is good. Now the next one. I feel like usually when you first take this down, it looks a little crazy, and then you just have to kind of like run your fingers through it. Okay, and now let's do this last one. I'm so excited. Gonna create a little center part. It's so pretty. Sorry, I feel like every single heatless curl endeavor is its own experience. And this is a method that always turns out good, but sometimes it turns out extra good. I feel like today's one of those days. Look at this volume. That's literally just from the position it dried in because all my roots were pointing upwards. So now we have extra body. Okay, my hair is bouncy and shiny and soft and it smells incredible, but I do think I'm gonna add just a skosh more. So I'm gonna use the Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum to give me that extra little bit of shine and control frizz for up to 72 hours. I also just love it because it kind of like polishes and breaks up the curl a little bit more as well. Do you see how once you put the serum in, there's like less hairiness to it? It's a little sleeker, a little shinier. All the hairs are just kind of flowing a little bit more. Ah! And there you go. This literally looks like a salon blowout. You've got the volume and the curl from the method and the shine and sleekness from the products. And because you did it as a heatless method, you literally got to wake up like this. I mean. Okay, let's move on to the easiest half updo that I've ever tried. Fun fact, if you want to keep your curls up day to day between washes, you can always sleep with your hair in these rods, even if you're not going from wet to dry, just to preserve the curl that's already there. You start by taking all the hair that you want from over your ear on one side, and you're gonna sweep that back across the back of your head and use a claw clip to clip it in place. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So grab your section, sweep it around, and clip it in place. And that's literally it. But now some tips to make sure that this definitely works for you when you try it at home. You want to hold the portion that you're pulling back like a panel and not a clump. So a panel is kind of holding it flat between your fingers. A clump is a clump. And the reason we do the panel is so that when you sweep it back, it covers more area here and it looks flatter and prettier. It gives you a little bit more volume right before going into that clip. I've made the executive decision to upsize my claw clips just a little bit. Next, you want to make sure that you are really pushing that claw clip in and grabbing as much foundation hair or like hair that's already hanging down as you can. Ideally, you want to feel the claw clip teeth kind of scrape against your scalp a little bit as it closes, so you know you've got a really good foundation. And number 3, if you want more volume, you can always pinch and pull little tiny pieces from the hair that's above the claw clips. And if you're careful with it, you can actually, you know, kind of coax up a little bit more volume, a little bit more shape and lift, and that can be a really pretty effect as well. But there you go, that is the hairstyle. I love how simple it is and how girly I feel while I'm wearing it. For day 3, I wanted to do a ponytail because I feel like by this point, like the roots are getting a little tired, maybe the curls are falling a little bit. A ponytail is the best way to just corral that all together. And I have collected some of my favorite ponytail hacks together to make this happen. I'm very excited to show you. Okay, first we're gonna separate the hair in front of the ears on both sides, and we're gonna put the hair behind the ears up into a nice tight mid-height ponytail. We have ponytail number 1 in. The next thing I'm gonna do before I slick this back is that I'm gonna take my Frizz Tamer wand and I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down any little baby hairs that I have next to my part. You can also do this at the end of the hairstyle. I just like to do it during this step so that I have like this whole area ready to go once it's pulled back. And now we're gonna pull back these front pieces. I like to pull them back aiming for the height of the first ponytail that we put in. We're gonna get this as sleek as we can. And then we're going to secure it with a wave clip. The reason we're doing it this way is so that you have more control at the front, and that way you don't end up with any weird lumps or bumps or just weird shapes to the hairstyle. Plus, if you have a lot of hair, this is a really nice way to be able to kind of divide and conquer, because when you have a lot of hair, it can feel like wrangling a lot of things at once, and we only have 2 hands. So adding in the clips can be super duper helpful. Okay, so this next part isn't gonna look super pretty on camera, and I do apologize for that, but what we're gonna do is you're gonna take the ponytail in the back and flip it up over the top of your head, and then you're gonna pull the tails of our front pieces back over the elastic from the first ponytail and secure them in place. Once you've got the elastic secured, you're going to pull it as tight as you can, like facelift tight, and then let the ponytail back down. That effectively gives us this like topsy tail appearance and extra lift to the ponytail, which is super duper pretty, at the same time as we kind of had a little bit of extra time and space to get the front the way we wanted it. So we're done with these wave clips, we can take them out. Now it's time for a judgment call, because I want my ponytail to look as full as possible, and the thing that can give me away is the band. And you see this like little bit of light back here. Here's what I like to do. I'm gonna split this in like 2/3, so 2/3 on top, 1/3 on the bottom. And I'm gonna take this claw clip, this is kind of like a medium-sized one, and clip it right here. And that just helps the whole thing look more full and perky, I think. It's just like a little bit of extra oomph you can add in, but I don't think you have to. Just kind of assess the situation and decide for yourself. And that's my collection of ponytail hacks for the cutest little fall slick back with like a perky pony. This would be so cute, like out in the elements, leaves falling, wind blowing, sweater on, pumpkin flavored thing in hand. I mean, we made it to day number 4 with no braids, so I think it's time to fix that. I have washed my hair, gone through my little routine again. This time I did 2 rods. That way you can see the effect of that. Let me go ahead and take this down. Oh, my hair smells so good. Okay, so we've got gorgeous waves going on. They are a little bit less voluminous than the last ones, but you can see the kind of effect that 2 rods will do. I must have made a little mistake around here somewhere because there's just this little bend, and honestly, if I wasn't filming right now, I would probably just leave it because I know my hair and I think that it would like loosen up and even out just fine. But I want to keep filming, so I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit. Now, to me, when you do a heatless hairstyle, you kind of always have to be ready to do a little bit of heat to correct it. And if I can do like less than 10% of the hair with heat to correct it, I feel like I've won. And there is a funny one over here, but our hairstyle's about to cover that, so I'm gonna leave it. And of course, we're gonna add in a little bit more anti-frizz serum. Okay, for today's hairstyle, I didn't actually need these areas to look great, but I just wanted to be able to show you what it looks like when everything works out correctly. All right, so for these braids, we're gonna start off by taking a little triangle section up here, kind of parting your hair back on an angle. More of an angle. There we go. So let me just secure all of that with a clip to make everything easier. Perfect. And we're going to Dutch braid this back diagonally towards the back of our head. Take a little section up at the front, split it into 3, and begin braiding under. Then start picking up pieces of hair each time you braid. Now that all of that hair is incorporated into the braid, you can braid the rest normally. And I think I'm only gonna go like halfway down my hair and then secure it with an elastic. Then we let this down and we're gonna loosen this up so it'll sit a little bit more nicely. Not pancaking, just giving it a little air. Cutie. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. You wanna make sure that you're matching up your diagonal line. And that is the hairstyle. It is such a cute way to get your hair kind of out of your face, but still into a little braided half updo. I love. I also feel like if you were trying to grow out bangs, this would be such a key hairstyle. I'm not in that position, but I do think this would be great in a rotation for someone that was. There is a non-zero chance that somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. And for J5, we have my new favorite hairstyle. Before I start showing you how to do this, I am gonna be honest with you. It does take a little bit of time to finesse this, but once you get it down, you can do this in 30 seconds. So just like lock in, give it a couple tries, see if you can get it. I believe in you. You're gonna start by bringing all of your hair back to the middle of your head. I recommend brushing it into place, making sure you like how it looks from the front. And then you're going to grab it with your right hand while you slide your left hand about halfway down the hair. Once you're there, you're gonna open up your right hand so that your fingers are holding up the rest of your hair. Then you're gonna helicopter that hand to the right and keep wrapping around until all of that hair is nice and twisted in. For me, that's usually 360 degrees, but sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more. And now you can use your left hand to maneuver things around and make sure you like how everything looks. Sometimes I need to push up the hair on the side a little bit because it's not like wrapped around the twist very well. If you wanted to tuck in your ends, this would be a good time to do that. You just kind of push them up and under the twist. And once you're happy with it, just go ahead and start sticking pins into it like crazy. I like to put several on the side of it where the twist is, and then a few on the top, down and into the twist. And between that usually holds it really, really well. I do like using hairpins for this, especially these long ones when you're going down and into the twist can be super duper helpful. And once it feels secure enough for you, you are done. You have got your perfect little twist. And I'm gonna be honest, it does not get more 90s/2000s fall vibes than a cute little twist moment. So take the time, learn how to do this, you're gonna love it. And that's it for our 5-minute drugstore hairstyles. What do you think? Did I do it? I think I might have done it. I feel like these hairstyles have ticked a lot of boxes and they're gonna be in heavy rotation for me, especially because it's drugstore and it's so fast without looking like that. I mean, it looks like I spent time on my hair, but I didn't. And we are the only ones that know that. So I hope you feel a little bit inspired to play around with your hair. That is always my goal, is to just expand and just play a little bit more with hair than you would have before. And if we have done that today, then my job is complete. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what are you excited to do this fall? Because at least for me, I feel like summer flew by and I am determined to enjoy fall this year. For example, I am going apple picking for the first time and I'm very excited about it. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that is it for today. So whether you're old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! Gnarly. No, I was about to break into the gnarly dance. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Ah! What do I do with my hands? Have I had hands before? I feel like these are new. I'm thinking too much about them. Just need to like wiggle the energy out of them.